Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be showing you how to view your student's accommodation memo and also to sign or acknowledge that you've received the memo. So when a new accommodation letter is generated for your students, you will get an email specifying that the letter has been generated. And also in that email, there will be a link provided for you to log in to accommodate directly. There are also other ways you can access the Accommodate system, right? One of which is to go to our website, gvsu.edu/accessibility. On the page, you scroll down and click on the Faculty Portal button. Once you click on this button, it will open the Faculty Portal page, and the first link there is the link to view your student accommodation memo. Now, once you click on this, it will take you to a new tab that would open the Accommodate system page. On this page, you will need to specify the type of user that you are. If you are a student or faculty, because you are viewing an accommodation memo, then you need to specify faculty. Now, once you select faculty, you'll be required to log in with your GBSU credential, after which you would be after which the homepage of Accommodate would be displayed. On the homepage, right, the first thing you'll see at the top is the letters that you need to review. So the letters to review basically specifies the accommodation letters that have been created for your students, right? Also on the homepage, there are other information. For example, we have the news feed that would be constantly updated with news that the SAR department has for faculty, right? And also sometimes you can also see additional things like test request that needs to be approved, right? Depending on what has been submitted. All right, so the focus of this video is the letters to review part. Now, depending on how many courses that you're teaching, the letters to review will be grouped based on your course. So what that means is that if you are teaching several courses, right, you would see different groupings for your course. So this Professor Amoni, is currently taking only one class. That's the Counseling 101 class. And that's why that's the only class that is currently displayed. Now, within each of the classes, you would see all the letters that you need to review. So depending on the number of students in your class that are registered with SAR, it can range from 1 to as many as possible. So to view the letters, you would expand the course information, and then you will see the list of your students that have accommodation letters generated for them. Right. So for this particular system, we have only one letter for my localin, right? So for my localin, you click on the review. Once you click on the review, it will show you the letter that has been generated. Basically, the letter will state the accommodations that has been approved for these students to have in your class. So for my localin, for example, in the Con 101 course, they have alternative format textbook. They have reader, right, that will help them when doing their testing. They have caption videos, they have extended times, right, for the test. They also have note-taking technology. So we advise that you go over these different accommodations that have been approved for the students to ensure that you understand them. If for any reason you do not understand these accommodations that have been approved for the students, you can reach out to the student advisor who will be specified on the letter. You can also email us directly at access@gvsu.edu, or you can schedule a faculty consultation. So if you go back to the faculty page, there is actually an option to schedule an appointment with an advisor to basically go over the accommodation memo. All right, so once you have read through the letter and you are satisfied, then you scroll down and sign the letter. Now, the signing of the letter is basically an acknowledgement that you've seen this letter and you are aware that this student needs these accommodations for this class. And to sign the letter, you can either put in your full name or you put in your initials. But the idea is that you are acknowledging that you have received or viewed the letter. Now, if, for example, you have any questions, feel free again to reach out to the advisor or contact the office directly. The student is still required to meet with you to discuss the accommodations and how they will be administered in the class. So by seeing this letter, you can either take the first step by reaching out to the student, or the student would reach out to you to basically ensure that both parties are aware of these accommodations that the student has, and also to ensure that it is administered throughout the class. All right, so once you sign the letter, you will get a message saying that the letter has been signed successfully. Depending on how many letters you have, you might either have the next button that will allow you to go to the next letter, or you click on the return to home if there are no more letters for that course. So for this particular professor, they only had one letter for the Con 101 course. And so I'd click on return to home to take me back to the home page. Now, once the letter has been signed, it would be displayed on the screen. And once you refresh, you'll notice that that letter will no longer be visible on the screen. Now, if you want to go back to the letter from the accommodation letter module on the left plane, you expand it, right, and you'll be able to see all the accommodation letters that have been generated for your students. You can also filter by semester, for example, if you want to see for a particular semester or for a particular course, right? And that would help you view letters that have been signed. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. Thank you and bye for now.